Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading for November 2022. This is going to be for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Those intuitively guided. You may have planets in the sign of Capricorn, or you may be in love with a Capricorn. So whatever brought you, I want to say welcome. By the way, I feel like if you're here checking on someone else, that be open to receiving messages yourself, because I feel like your guides know that. They know that you're here. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to use 3 different decks. We're going to use the Mother Mary Oracle for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify or go a level deeper. And then we're going to use the Psychic Tarot for your main spread. It's a new deck that I brought back in. I brought it back in when I was doing my membership readings, and the reason why I stopped using it is, or when I bought it, I noticed that like the pentacles weren't the regular color, the cups weren't the regular color, and I didn't want to spend the time learning like what's what. But what I found, now that I brought them back, is it almost doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm just really reading the energy anyway. But we're going to bring it in for your reading. But first, let's start with Mother Mary. Get our words of wisdom. Hard to believe I'm saying November. But yet, here we are. All right. Let's begin. Well, that did not take long at all. We have grace. Grace. You know, it's funny because I know a few of you have the name Grace, and I always think of you, like immediately when I see this. Grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of other God's creatures. Okay, we'll read that at the end. I'm telling you, that's where it's most profound. We'll read from the book, that is. All right, let's bring in the Psychic Tarot. Of course, already pre-shuffled, but I like to give them a couple shuffles with you here. Just give them a cut. And let's begin. We're going to let the story unfold. It just feels like the right way today. I completely trust my intuition. But let's begin. We have material and spiritual prosperity. Material and spiritual prosperity. It looks like he's looking out over his kingdom, with like, I feel like this sense of pride. Like, I built this. I built this. We have spiritual strength. This is the 9 of Wands, by the way. And I've always felt that with the 9 of Wands. Like, it's not about... maybe it hasn't been an easy time, but there's been a lot of growth. Listen, it feels like growth within your material world, but also growth within your spiritual world. It may have taken time to reach what feels like success here. Right, again, it's like, I built this. Whether it be your castle, or whether it be a job, whatever it is, it's something that brings you what feels like prosperity. Definitely something you've learned a lot from at the same time, like the experience to get to this point. We have transformation. This is the Death card of Scorpio. But this is about closing doors so that new doors can open. It's like, number 6. We're in a universal year 6, and I almost feel like what this is saying is getting prepared for next year. Like, where many may start to see like real growth. I feel like this year there's been a lot of energy where a lot of us have felt like stuck in the mud. Like, where you had to work extra hard for half the benefit, that type of thing. But because we kept going, I feel like now it's saying we're moving into a period where I just feel like things flow much better. What am I reading? Death card. Death card is all about a rebirth out. Sitting right next to spiritual strength, it's like it's saying, all I got to take with me is what I have gained spiritually through the journey. We have wisdom. Well, that's what you've gained. Wisdom. This is the Hierophant. Card of Taurus. You have Taurus and Scorpio side by side here. But this is about one's belief system, their own truth. It's a 5, so I would ask you to question it. Like, because especially with this 9 here, I feel like this is you. It's interesting. There's my birthday. Again, I see my birthday all the time, 9/13. But it was just pointed out to me. But anyway, interesting. Maybe it's something that's going on around your birthday. What am I holding? Wisdom. So anyways, 5 speaks of change, right? But the change first asks, it asks, I feel like grace and wisdom are very close together, right? Because I feel like in grace, it's remembering who I am, right? Remembering that I'm just as worthy as anyone else. Wisdom, the Hierophant just wants you to ask yourself a few of those questions, Are you carrying your own belief system? Are you living within truth? And you demand truth from others. All right, let's keep going. We have patience. This is Temperance. But that is Temperance's message. Patience. That means that something did take time. And I feel that up here, like something that took time, but also I feel like something that took your effort. Whatever it may be, I like that Temperance comes out because I feel like it's talking about like divine having a hand in this. Sometimes it's simply like I receive these epiphanies and I pay attention to them and I follow them, and next thing I know, here I am, overlooking my kingdom. But I did it. Doesn't mean you didn't have help. Anyway, Temperance, divine timing. Sometimes I feel like the universe is waiting on us to close doors so that these rebirths can take time or can take place. I also feel like energetically knowing when it's time to close one door, because like I almost feel like psychically I'm picking up on like this new door is going to open up. Now, when I close the door, it doesn't have to mean I close the door to my whole life. Maybe I'm closing just to a part of my life. We have, first of all, 2 9s. Fulfillment of wishes. This is the 9 of Cups. So, how interesting, because I feel like the effort you put off, now you're seeing the fruits of your labor. This is a great energy to have. This is when you're really starting to feel good within yourself. Again, I feel this pride about like what you've built, and but it may be time to be open though, because something else might start stirring. We have Triumph. This is the Chariot, card of Cancer. But it's interesting because it's coming right under the Death card. And, I see that all the time. Like, like Judgment comes out and asks us to, get into the present moment. Or the Death card comes out and says, just take the spiritual wisdom that you've gained. Here it is, spiritual wisdom that you've gained from where you've been, and leave the rest behind. Chariot is movement. To me the Chariot is the masculine and the feminine in balance, the light and the dark in balance. Like everything is imbalanced here, it's balanced. I think I'm saying it wrong, but it feels balanced. Chariot, I feel like, is a reward for here, I feel like it's the closing of a certain door so that this new door can open. Again, it can just even be something energetic. Chariot. The Chariot is really driven by your intention. And the Chariot's looking right back at the Nine of Cups. I almost feel like someone has, I don't know if you want to say conquered, but has come very close, has become, or is becoming successful, like within their material way. And now it feels like, because the Chariot's following this Nine of Cups, and I feel like Nine is a very independent type energy, but then the Chariot is coming in a good way, and it may be moving me from the Nine of Cups, we'll see, to Six of Cups. This may be the time when someone starts to feel like, whether I'm thinking of someone else or I'm just thinking, almost like I feel like it might be good to have love in my life. The Six of Cups is being mirrored by Temperance, which again is the energy of patience, right? Patience, because, something up here is developing, and I feel like it's you, and I feel like it's your, again, your creative and your material avenue. You know what I mean? Like, it was important to stay focused upon that. I feel like it's also something you put a lot of work in. But at the same time, I feel like, and I feel like that is part of the timing of something. But, Temperance, patience, right? But then the Chariot, so now movement. Almost like someone had to find themselves, had to find, the joy within themselves. Almost like, there's so many things that can bring me satisfaction. Maybe I can't have everything I want, but there's so much that can bring me satisfaction, and I feel like it's in your creative house. But nonetheless, I feel like now it may be introducing some type of relationship, let's say. And I feel like, why? Because I feel like because I'm becoming ready. Alright, let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have, interesting, the Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. Suffering in silence. 3 nines, by the way. So, you know, if nothing else, I feel like you have definitely been in a time of reflection. Some of you, deep reflection. But I feel like in this reflection, you had the opportunity to see, like, how you have grown, like, what you've overcome. And I feel like, you know, it's a choice here, because Nine of Swords talks about a lot of worry, but this worry is really unnecessary. Like, it doesn't serve me. I can't control it. So I might as well let it go. And then I feel like, so these nines, that's exactly what happens. You know, and then all of a sudden I'm getting this feeling of, like, you know, I may have these, I may show myself confident, and part of me is confident, but I feel like for someone it's also like, but there's this other side of me, and this other side of me, like, you know, like I make myself take chances. Interesting, with the Ace of Cups behind the Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. Wow. I almost feel like you got to interpret that. Okay, let's bring out the Gilded Tarot and let's get into this even more. So you have, in major arcana, you have transformation, Scorpio. You have wisdom, Taurus. You have patience, Sagittarius. Really, that's temperance. And then you have triumph, which is the Chariot, which is Cancer. So a lot of signs here, but also major arcanas. All right. We have the Wheel. And bring this down a little bit. The Wheel. You know, it doesn't surprise me, because I feel like there is a change. There's a movement. And again, I feel like, first, I feel like it's like I guess this is going to be up to me, but like I feel like you're looking out and you're proud of what you have created so far. You're proud of what you have created. But I do feel like there's change coming. And this is good. Like, this is not, it has nothing to do with what you've created. It's like something else, something new. Another part of you, like, gets activated. Destiny. We have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Interesting. You know, a page is, really, it's about news. it's about something that's entered the atmosphere. Maybe I don't even know what it is yet, but it's like, and it's in the emotional house, but I feel like it's something that enters the atmosphere. You know, I definitely feel like there was a need to really, I don't know, I feel like find myself again. Temperance. Well, coming right over the death card now. Almost like, I don't know, almost like a command. Again, first, patience. Divine timing, right? But now she's coming right over the death card. So to me, it feels like this door, and this door may be just with, you know, like negative thoughts that you tell yourself. Like, you know, think like if you tell yourself you can't, then you won't. But if you know, even if I tell myself I can't, but I still take a step forward, I feel like that energy will like overtake this energy, the Nine of Swords energy, because again, it's unnecessary. So I feel like for some, that's what the death card is about. Like, you know, what am I putting all this worry in about? Chariot's right below that. So, you know, what once you needed patience in now feels like, it feels like another chapter that wants to open up. But there is something that is stopping it. And it is you. And again, I feel like it could be tied back to that Nine of Swords, the suffering in silence. We have the Eight of Pentacles coming over the Hierophant, called Wisdom. Eight of Pentacles. Great energy to come over Wisdom, the Hierophant. This talks about, first of all, an 8. It's a new beginning, right? Death card. That's what it's about. The closing of one door so the next door can open. Temperance. You know, patience. And I feel like that patience will, so this could develop, but now it feels like this has developed, and now another avenue is opening up. But I feel like it's opening up now. What am I holding? Eight of Pentacles. So the new beginning, a new beginning in something. And then the Eight of Pentacles signifies, you know, the willingness to walk into something, even if I don't know all there is to know, right? Because as I move into this energy, I'm going to learn. This is about, if you focus on, whatever you focus upon is what you're going to grow. I often feel the Eight of Pentacles, you know, sometimes it talks about just putting your head down and getting to work. Right? Allow those maybe thoughts or what have you come out, like come out on paper. Come out through a channel if you have a channel, you know what I mean? Like get them out. I feel like breathe them out. Anyways, some of you are on a path. You know, it's interesting because I feel like you may have been like in this really material world type energy. All of a sudden I thought of my granddaughter, happy birthday, Faith, on the 26th of December. I feel like, I don't know why that just came up. Anyway, Eight of Pentacles is saying, you know, be willing to learn as you go, learn as you grow. The willingness to be the apprentice, right? But with the idea that I become the master teacher. This may be talking about your faith system, you know, but I feel like what it's really talking about is the growth within your spirituality. It's like a new part of you opening up. How can that be bad? Well, we have the Four of Swords. Four Swords. You know, I almost feel like like I needed healing, right? Again, the Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. So maybe it's like my thought system needed healed, my belief system, my, you know, maybe I've been doubting myself, doubting my abilities, all of that. Four Swords, I feel like, you know, like it's like I'm healing one part of myself while I'm concentrating on another part. Just feels natural. Coming over Temperance. So I feel like, you know, it is the healing of the heart, healing of the mind, healing of the body, and healing of the soul. It's so that you can see truth and not judge it. You know, an important part of the journey. Probably why we're seeing the nines also, right? Because the nines are about the final reflection. All these nines, and then the Death card, right? The reflection, the understanding, extracting the wisdom. Some of you, your spirituality is starting to open up. You're learning more and more about it. You're healing the past so that it can be the past. We have the Six of Cups. Interesting, it's in reverse. Coming over the Nine of Cups. Coming over spiritual strength. But we have the Six of Cups over here in the upright. It's funny because if this is someone within the Six of Cups, this is someone that clearly I have good memories about, clearly I, you know, have fun with. Can even be treasured memories, right? Can even be like the spark of something. But, you know, it's sitting right by the wheel. And here it is over here, too. So it's interesting because it's almost like this Six of Cups with the Chariot is like coming in towards this Nine of Cups, right? And again, two nines, they're pretty singular type energy, right? Single type energy. But nonetheless, I feel like something is opening in this area. Keep going. You know, I almost feel like it's like you had this realization that you've got to heal certain parts of yourself so they don't affect your present day and your future, right? I've got to heal them and then let them be and let them go. You know, I could have had like heartache and my choice was to focus on my career and my pentacles. So I did, and I've become successful, or at least, you know, I'm proud of where I am, I'm proud of what I've created. And then, but, you know, it feels like And I feel like, and I've been fine in that energy, but now I feel like I'm feeling like you're feeling something else. Judgment. Wow. Call to the present moment. Your spiritual team. Interesting. Coming over the Death card and the Chariot. Coming in between these two Sixes of Cups. Definitely I feel one, if this is about two people, I feel one did need to go through this healing period. But it's interesting because I feel like Judgment is like, okay, now I need you present. Why? Because there's some type of movement. And listen, here's Temperance up here, right? Some type of divine movement. Something that maybe required my patience. Something that maybe required divine to be patient with you. But nonetheless, Judgment, the time is now. Right? It's about the present moment and allowing oneself, much like the Death card, allowing oneself to have a rebirth, right? Be willing to start at the beginning, learn as, or grow, learn as, what am I trying to say? Grow as I learn. You know, if I'm wondering if something can be successful, well, it's saying, you know, you put your faith and then you put, you know, the work in. Like whatever you focus on in that Eight of Pentacles is going to grow. Okay. Keep going. I feel like something's like trying to be awakened in you. Like I feel like there is, like as I blow this trumpet, I feel like there's a vibration you feel within and it kind of vibrates, maybe like a chakra. We have the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the World, the next chapter. Here we go. And then we have the Six of Swords. Very interesting because it's like almost in order, right? Like I create this, I feel good about that. I needed to feel good about that. I need to trust in myself, right? I need to work through the fear. Still, I feel like there's still fear of love because the Ace of Cups is under that. But it does speak of unnecessary worry. But I feel like this is something you had to work through. You have to figure out. And I feel like as this part becomes what feels, let's just say, successful, I feel like, and then your spirituality, it's almost like 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Then your spirituality starts to open, and I feel like in that energy, you start to feel like maybe there is love in the air. Maybe there, and I'm using love, maybe that's not the right word. Interesting. 666. Judgment coming in between. So anyway, I feel like this is talking about the next, you know, the next thing I'm adding into my life. And this may talk about a relationship. And I'm saying that because the King of Cups, no matter the sign, is someone who potentially is ready, right, is willing to be in a relationship. The King of Cups is someone who likes having that person by their side, right, that you know, I don't want to say it makes them feel whole, because I feel like I'm learning how to feel whole on my own, But in the same breath, I feel like this is, anyways, this is someone I feel like comes to the table, whether it be you transforming, coming to the table, potentially wanting love now. Because there's the world. And I love that the world is coming under the Four of Swords, with Temperance kind of controlling that energy. And don't forget, destiny above. Healing one avenue, so that the next door opens without dragging the past forward. And then this Six of Swords is great energy to have. So, in this Six of Swords, first of all, the Four Swords. I'm healing the heart, right? But there's also a sword that I lie upon. That's my own action, reaction, thoughts, all of that. It's me, self, my part in something, my lack of something. You know what I mean? It's like the truth of me. And then I feel like in that energy, what is revealed is what type of energy is not good for you, feels toxic to you. Again, it's the energy of the past, because this is moving on from it. It's just like, it's like a journey. It's a journey. But it's following the world. So I know one thing. I'm not bringing what was ever in that Five of Swords energy, whatever it is I needed to heal over, whatever this unnecessary worry that just kept playing over and over in my head, that is not coming with me. That I'm leaving behind. Takes guts, no doubt. But okay, not quite ready. We have the Six of Pentacles, another six. Now you have 4 sixes. Am I right? Yeah, 4 sixes. 6 of Pentacles. Let's talk about that. Because the Six of Pentacles, listen, if nothing else, it's learning to balance life. Right? It's learning to balance, can be your pentacles, and it can be love. It's learning the fine art of give and take. It's a very charitable type energy. It's a very empathetic type energy. But it is about balance, finding that balance. Right? It's about not just being open to giving, but also being open to receiving. And then, I don't know, I say this all the time, but I feel the 33 in the 6. And I know some of you, it's a life path number. But remember, that means you're here to master, right? I'm here to master. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with this energy up here where I'm concentrating on me and building this part of my life. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And listen, I feel like whatever this may be, if you don't want it, you don't want it. But I feel like it's showing you, like, the potential of it. I like the Six of Pentacles with spiritual strength, because I feel like that's exactly what it is. It is give and take. It is charitable energy. It's helping the underdog, all that type of energy. Interesting in moving from the Six of Swords into the Six of Pentacles. Don't for a second think that your previous experiences aren't going to help others in some way, because that's exactly what I could be doing here. Alright, we have the Two of Pentacles. Wasn't going to take this many cards, but I'm gonna. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. But then look at this. Nonetheless, we have the Knight of Cups. You know, it's like nonetheless. This cup is delivering some type of cup. Now listen, if I'm already in the Nine of Cups, it's the Ten of Cups. Interesting though, because you know, I want to say, like, if there's an energy, like, let's say I was with someone in the past and they cheated on me, right? And that caused me to be afraid, right? That the next one will too. It's almost like I'm taking those expectations and putting them on someone else. Now, sometimes I want to say our own vibrational energy, right? It's almost like if I expect a dagger to come, a dagger comes, right? The universe doesn't let me down. But I can turn that around, right? I can turn that around, because, and I'm saying all that because I feel like there's a lot of mental energy right here. And I feel like it's based off, I do feel like it's based off the past, but I feel like it's based off, can I trust? Can I trust? Wow. I don't know why your spiritual team would be here ushering this in if you couldn't trust it. You know, how do I know? How do I know, Sandy? I take all blindfolds off. I bring the walls down. And what I do instead is I trust my energy. How do I feel? Does it feel right? You know, when it starts to travel like too much into my thought system, I realize that and I stop it, right? I realize I have power over these thoughts, especially the negative ones. Remember that Six of Swords, I'm leaving that in the past, but I feel like in the same breath, are you? Doesn't stop what I feel like is going to happen anyway. Doesn't stop it. But it is, this energy is here. Okay, well, I'm not going to leave it there because I'm actually going to pull that Knight of Cups right up to the top, right in the middle, I mean. We have the Moon. You know, interesting, because when is this night coming in? I don't know. The night really can be unexpected, and sometimes it just means I fall in love unexpectedly. The Moon can be a card of Pisces or Cancer. It's the ruler of Cancer. But this can just talk about also uncertainty. I don't think it stops this night. Okay, let's keep going. We'll look at this with the Queen of Cups. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We've got Pisces right here, but we got Cancer right here. I mean, interesting, we have all the queens, but we have Scorpio right here, which she's coming over, sitting next to the Moon. But look at this. Two of Cups. Soulmate. You know, if I want to predict how this is going to end up, I really can't do that. But I can give it the best shot by knowing that if I focus on it, it's only going to grow. If I overthink it, if I worry about it, if I don't put past experiences in the past, then all of that moves forward, right? And I don't know. How can it be all that it can be in that? So anyway, Two of Cups. The Knight of Cups is marrying the Two of Cups. Wow. You know, and I feel like you're not the only one who would have some fear over this. It's almost like I can't help that this person is a soulmate, right? I can't help that I feel this, right? And you may not be like the only one whose head wants to go to a negative place, but again, I feel like you have control of that. Like, I feel like you've learned, or you're learning, like, you know, when to close doors of the past. Again, it doesn't mean I'm saying goodbye to people. I can be, but I'm saying goodbye to how I wanted something and being it just wasn't. But something else wants to be. Listen, I feel like this Knight of Cups is coming in no matter what. It is a soulmate energy, no matter what. You know, and I feel like it's almost like I can go this direction or I can go this direction. This direction is, puts me in my head, puts me in a fear factor due to, you know, probably untrustworthy energy, but I feel, again, of the past, because that's what created the blindfold. But up here, it's quite different. This is all in the light, and it's just saying, like, all I got to do is realize that if I'm focused on it, it's going to grow, right? It's going to grow. It's going to grow. All right, I'm going to leave it there, but I am going to read from the book Grace. Okay. You received this card because Mother Mary sees your graceful beauty and she wants to help you see it in yourself. This is a message about increasing your self-confidence and sense of self-worth. As you feel better about yourself, your actions will shift in positive ways, which will create a healthier climate for you and your loved ones. Today, envision how Mother Mary would handle each situation you face. Emulate her composure as you gracefully embrace everything that comes your way. Your grace will naturally exclude a magnetism that draws wonderful people and experiences to you. No doubt. I loved it, guys. I loved it. I thank you. I'm just going to let that be. Happy November. Again, you know, time is fluid. So whenever this reading finds you, to me, it's just the right time. And I trust in that. I just want you to trust in that. So anyways, I thank you. I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.